Do you ever worry about what you would do if the electricity went out and nobody knew when it would come back on? Hello, everyone. On a serious subject today, we have absolutely no idea what is going to happen in the future. With wars going on right now and rumors of further wars, along with unidentified drones in the air, we need to be prepared now more than ever before for those just-in-case moments that might hit us throughout our lives. It is more likely that there could be a localized weather sort of event, preventing many of us from being able to use the electric grid than any sort of weapons used on us. However, keep in mind that an orchestrated attack on just 9 power plants or transformers in the United States could put us out in a matter of moments and could last for several months or even several years before we are back on our feet. You all know that I am a prepper. I'm not a crazy, all-out, warmongering, defend my hill until my last breath type of prepper, but I'm a sensible prepper and a frugal prepper, down-to-earth prepper that is more interested in helping my neighbors in a time of need rather than worrying about being a lone wolf. In an unexpected power outage, we are going to need each other in order to keep our food fresh, in order to get along with daily life, maybe offer a little bit of entertainment to boost morale, just to keep us going. That is where the OUPES Exodus 1200 comes in. This simple and easy to use power supply packs a punch and can be a real sanity saver if the power goes down in your neighborhood or in your town. So, before we see what this little guy can do, let's go over the specifications first. The OUPES Exodus 1200 will come in a safely packaged box that includes the power status on itself, an AC charging cable, car charging cable, and the user's manual and warranty. You can connect the Exodus 1200 via an app to view information, control the device, and personalize settings if that's your thing. For solar charging, you are going to need to purchase an MC4 to 7909 cable connector, which is for sale separately. These are low cost and easy to find on Amazon. I will go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below if this is something that you are interested in purchasing. As for the AC output, this unit is rated at 1200 watts with a peak power of 3600 watts and a frequency of 60 hertz. It is rated at 12 volts and 10 amps of current. The USB-A output is 18 watts max, 12 volts, 1.5 amps. The USB-C output is 140 watts maximum, and it is rated at 28 volts, 5 amps. As for the input, the AC charge input is 600 watts. The solar input is a maximum of 240 watts, and the AC charger is 8.5 amps maximum. The battery rated capacity is 992 watt hours at 32 volts DC. The battery is a LiFePO 4 battery with a lifespan of 3,500 cycles. The working temperature for the unit is 0 to 104 degrees, and that is in Fahrenheit. The dimensions are 40.1 by 10.7 by 8.92 inches, and it weighs 23.15 pounds. As for the display, it has large and bright, easy to read letters and numbers. The display will include the AC output, USB-A and USB-C readings, high temperature protection reading, cooling fan, low temperature protection reading, car charge port status, DC5521 port status, remaining discharge time display, fault warning, battery capacity percentage, battery capacity circle, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, output power display, and input power display. Should you come across a time in your life where the power goes out for more than a day or two, it is always a really good idea to have a power supply like this one on hand. On smaller units, I would highly recommend a small kitchen setup that requires very little power, but will keep your food from going bad or from spoiling. There are several ways that you can do this, but here's an example of my off-grid backup kitchen setup. It includes a simple, very small apartment refrigerator that includes a freezer that I bought used off of Craigslist for $35. And for cooking, this is a very simple camp stove that uses a 1-pound propane bottle. With smaller units like this one, you can run your refrigerator nonstop because they use about 50 watts of power for a very, very short amount of time. And then once it reaches temperature, which doesn't take very long, only a few minutes, it shuts off when needed and only turns on when it is going back up. It takes up such a small amount of electricity when you're comparing it to a regular sized refrigerator. Cooking your food and heating your water doesn't have to be complicated. Of course, you can fire up the barbecue or the bonfire using firewood, or you can use charcoal, but if there is a bad or dangerously windy weather outside, it is better to be on the safe side and work with something that you have that is something like this. The Exodus 1200 won't just keep your food safe, but it can easily run a small TV all day long, along with a DVD player or a modem and your laptop computer. And it can also charge up your phone too. So remember, in times like this, smaller is sometimes better. Might be a good idea to bring out your little TV from the bedroom and bring it into the living room, because the smaller something is, the less power it is going to have to use in order to keep operating. So let's go ahead and get down to my personal opinion on the OUPES Exodus 1200. I think this is a really great unit. It is definitely a smaller unit. It doesn't have really high capacity outputs like 4,500 continuous watts or 1,500 continuous watts. It is a smaller unit that is probably intended for camping trips and for small emergency situations. I really do think that smaller can sometimes be better. And if you're looking to just have something to keep on hand for emergencies or to go camping, this is a really great unit. It has a 240 watt max input of solar power. So I have it set up right now with 4 100 watt panels. Now I know that that seems a little strange considering the maximum amount is 240 watts, but it is currently wintertime. We don't really have that much sun going on, and the solar panels never work at 100% efficiency. So it has not exceeded that 250 watt maximum input. Additionally, keep in mind that you are going to need, if you want to use solar, you are going to need to purchase an MC4 to 7909 connector, which was mentioned earlier in this video. These range anywhere from $10 to $25. I would like to see OUPES go ahead and in the future add that to the prepackaged product, the product that you are receiving, so that there's no confusion, and that also so that people will know exactly which connector they're going to have to use without having to burden the company with continual contact about which type of connector I'm going to need to use. This is really simple to use. It's got the regular standard 120 volt AC inputs. 120 volts, amps. Sorry. But really simple to use, able to plug in the refrigerator and put in an extension cord to the TV. It's really not an issue. If you're looking to do something like power your entire house, this is probably not going to be the right product for you. But if you are on a budget, you like a brand, I think that OUPES is really up there with the Bluetti, Jackery, and EcoFlow in terms of quality. And I have never had any problems with any of the OUPES, and I've done several different product reviews on this particular brand. They always have excellent customer service. They always respond really quickly with any questions that I have. And it's just all around a really good unit and a really good brand. So it's one that I highly recommend. And it has the fancy apps. Now, I am not an app person. I like to be able to control it with my hands. I know that that sounds really old school technology. I have tried using the apps in the past, and they're just not something that I prefer to use. But if you are one of those techies and you really like doing things from your phone, then this thing will work with that app, and you can go ahead and control and monitor it from the app on your phone. All right, folks, I hope that this video has been useful to you. This product is approved by Prepper Princess. All links will be left down in the description box if you decide to purchase one for yourself. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out. Just one last thing, folks. At the time of making this video, the Exodus 1200 is $699, but there is a $350 discount coupon available directly on the product page. Additionally, you can use a code for an additional 5% off, bringing the final price down to $314.99. And this promotion is valid until February 14th. I would also like to clarify that when you purchase the solar panel, you will not need to purchase the MC to 7909 connector because the solar panels will include the connector upon your purchase. You only need to purchase the connector separately if you are using a solar panel that you already owned or you are purchasing it from somewhere else. Remember that all of the links are going to be included down in the description box below. I hope that this information helps. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.